talking about what else but peace in Iran. We're going to be maybe talk a little bit about AI, and we're going to preview the Fed, and also it's Ticker Highlight Show Monday, so I have our picks to run through as well. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be an awesome show. Roll credits, I mean. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon to my friends across the pond. It is June 15th, and we are going to have a peace treaty signed between the Iranian government and the United States, allegedly on the 19th, I believe in Switzerland. So markets are reacting to that news this morning. We had a hint this was coming. Obviously, Thursday was a strong day. A little follow through on Friday, although nothing blown out of the water. And then today, as we open the show, the Qs are up about 2.6%. S&P up about 1.5%. Dow up over 500 points, good for about 1.1%. And the Russell 2000 is up 1.25%. It is a strong day for markets. Looking at oil, USO is at its lowest level since April 17th. It is really starting to fall here, trading below 120 for the first time since April 20th. So we're seeing some real lows in oil. VIX, obviously, coming off the weekend, you would expect VIX to be up by about 0.7%. It's called VIX weekend effect. You don't need to care about it too much. Just be aware that, on Mondays, because of the way the formula works, we kind of expect VIX to be up a little bit. And today we're down about 1.3. So adjusted, we're down like close to 2 points in the VIX. VIX futures term structure. Now, this is important. All right. We have VIX June options expiring on the 17th. So they expire on Wednesday. And the cash and July are trading about 2.3 points apart. So that is, believe it or not, pretty in line. We still have that June future. The July future is priced pretty well. It's priced pretty well. So the futures term structure is telling us there could be some sustainability to this rally. Looking at bonds. Bonds, IEF having itself a really nice day.
I'm on
my. Bonds are having a nice day. These are important to keep an eye on. And I'm going to talk about, why the bond market is so important here in just a second. We are having a nice day in IEF. It's at its highest level since the end of May. I really, really want to see IEF and TLT keep going. TLT is at its highest level since April. April 28th was the last time that IEF traded at April 28th, last time IEF traded at around this level. So, our TLT. So, what this is like, why I'm so concentrating on the bonds is a couple of things. All right. bonds have the bond prices, U.S. Treasury prices, have a direct effect on mortgage rates, credit card rates, the prime rate that big companies borrow at, HELOCs, all the loans and leverage that make this engine go are derived from the bond market. And so if you look at the Americas, the United States, our treasury notes are, yields are really making the kind of move we want to see. The 30-year is back below 5%, and the 10-year back below 4.5%. The 2-year is breaking 4%. These are the things we want to see, because the lowering of long-term rates is going to have a direct effect on mortgage rates and the ability of people to borrow. It's going to encourage home building, and it'll make home payments less expensive. Now, the CME FedWatch tool going out to December, we've had a little bit of a shift, and I think there's more of this to come. I know probably none of you are ever going to trade Fed fund futures, but we have seen the odds of a rate hike go from about 60% to about 54% today. That's a move. And I believe that is vastly overstated. And at a minimum, we are not going to get a rate hike this year. And more likely, we are going to get a rate cut. I'm in the minority here. Currently, they're pricing in the CME FedWatch tool by December a 0.6% chance that we get a rate cut. With 99.4% certainty, this market is telling me there's not going to be a rate cut. And I'm telling you, I think they're wrong by a wide margin. And what's important around this is the stock market itself. SPX Q's having a banner day, right? We're up 106 points on the SPX. We're up 18 points on the triple Q. Both are approaching new highs. Is that sustainable? Is that sustainable? And a discussion we were having in our meeting this morning was, well, how does this play out? And we all like rotation here. You heard Garrett and I at the top of the show talking about Excel materials and real estate. I like Garrett's idea, materials. Frankly, I might have said materials if Garrett hadn't said it first. The materials sector sitting near a 6-month high, not at an all-time high. I like that one higher. You have housing, which I think has some room to run hotter. Industrials, booming higher. I think they keep going. Retail, XRT. Again, I think you're going to see the consumer, and this was kind of our group discussion. Lower oil, good for the consumer. That is directly helpful to the consumer. My regular ticket gas here in Texas is now approaching breaking 3 again. Premium below 4. We're seeing a dramatic drop in energy prices over the last couple of days. And that's going to continue with what oil is doing. People are going to see that at the pump. It's going to make jet fuel less expensive. It's going to make Fuel oil, less expensive. Just about every input, plastic, every output from oil is going to become less expensive. That's going to take the heat off. That is going to take the heat off of the need to raise rates and might even move the pendulum toward a rate cut by December. I'll be very interested to see what Warsh has to say on Wednesday. On Wednesday, Garrett and I will be live to react to the Federal Reserve and Kevin Warsh's first presser. I'm very interested to see what he has to say. The outcome of the meeting is a foregone conclusion. They're not raising rates. They're not dropping rates. It's what's said after and what's in the statement that people are going to be really hesitant about. So lowering rates, lower inflation. It's good for all these names, but maybe it takes the wind out of the sails a little bit of XLK. Now, XLK having a big day here today. It's up 3%. You get the combination of XLK and then SpaceX, currently up $12. SpaceX entering these indexes, and you could get some selling out of the top names in the queues to make room for reallocation across sectors and to make room for SpaceX. That's where we are in this market. Today is going to be a good one. I'm interested to see what the follow through looks like on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm wondering whether, the day it's signed on the 19th, you combine that with SpaceX getting options on Tuesday and the Fed meeting and this peace deal. Is that a trifecta to cause big rotation and maybe some NASDAQ selling? So the ETF I like best for the month, of the broad-based ETF, I continue to be a big fan of equal weight S&P. All right, now I want to hit on this Anthropic story. Washington ordering Anthropic to cut off foreign access to its AI models. There was apparently a jailbreak with the model. The government is scared of it. It's a big deal, and that's bad for holders of Anthropic stock because that limits the amount of people that are able to use it, test it, improve it. I want to dive into that more with Hans later in the week. What I'd like to do now is talk about our Ticker Highlight Show picks. Now, folks, today is Ticker Highlight Show Monday. So immediately following today, this session of State of the Market, I'm going to be going behind the curtain. I'm going to be meeting with Tim, Leisha, Hans, and Andrew, and we're going to each present you with one stock we love, one stock we hate. I'm going through these now. And then we're going to pick one stock that we want to trade, the one we like best out of our group. So let's start with me. And my pick, and if you'd like to join, by the way, best thing, you name your own price. You want to pay $5 a week for access to the five of us? Pay $5. You want to pay 10? Pay 10. You want to pay 25? Pay 25. You want to pay $1? Pay $1. You want to pay $1,500? Go right ahead. I think it's worth it. You can just click the link here, or you can give the team a call, 888-872-3301 to join us. All right, so let's start with these picks. Mine is Microsoft. It's up $7. It has been straight down. But look at this. I believe that would be called a hammer with a nice wick And now we're up today and pushing higher. Options are not expensive on Microsoft. It's had a really nice haircut since June. On June 1st, this thing closed $460.52, a high of $466. Even buying here, I'm from the high, I'm getting it $60 cheaper. About 15%. That is, and I think as a trade, it looks like it's going higher. How high? 410, somewhere in that range, 408, 410. I think it's going to be a pretty simple, easy trade. Speaking of XRT, Tim loves XRT. He believes the consumer is back. That's been something he's been hammering on. If you're not reading the Reboot, Tim's e-letter, he's been talking about this. You should be reading it. It's very insightful. XRT, that is the retail ETF. Leisha is in on Tesla. And I got to tell you, I've been surprised. I guess, Tesla's been carried by this peace deal. I would have expected, the combination of, the SpaceX IPO to maybe take a little wind out of its sails. Instead, it's done the opposite. It's gone up. I'm very interested to see what her chart says here. She wrote it down here. So I'm interested in to see whether she thinks we can break this resistance of the 221 kind of meeting at the same exact price. Hans is into Well Tower Incorporated. This is not one I'm super familiar with. It's a real estate investment trust. There you have it. Okay. Well, you heard me talking with Garrett about real estate. Rates are going to drop. I get it. This might be a fun one to look at, but real estate investment trusts could be another area if you select the right ones that could do well with rates dropping. That does work in their favor. And Andrew likes the Intercontinental Exchange. This is where a lot of this is the second biggest commodity exchange after the CME. They also happen to own some of Polymarket. And it's been dead money here for, going back. I mean, this has been dead money since February. It is channeling, and I can see what he likes about it. They're going to win from 0 to T options. They own a lot of different exchanges. They own the New York Stock Exchange. I believe they own the PHLX. No, that's the NASDAQ. Then ARCA, which is the San Francisco. So they're going to be winning a lot from daily options and the like. I get it, Andrew. So the ones we like are, I like Microsoft, Andrew likes ICE, Leisha, Tesla, Hans, Well Tower, and Tim likes the retail ETF. All right, looking at the ones we don't like, Tim and I both agree with the same stock, XLE. And it's down today. And he and I both, I believe, have the same game plan. Literally, we both wrote that we want to short XLE. I think XLE is going to the 50, going to 50, which is around the 200-day moving average. As oil drops, people are going to misinterpret that as a reason to sell these oil names. And you're going to see a good 10% drop here in XLE. That is going to be a generational buying opportunity. Be ready for that. But for now, we both like it lower. I think it goes lower. I'm with Tim. That's 2 out of the 5 of us both want to short XLE. Leisha, she says it's time to leave NVIDIA. It is right at kind of the The 9-day is below the 21-day. The 9-day may cross below the 50. You've got some momentum kind of slowing down here. Yes, it's up $3, but it does look like it's losing some momentum. So I get what she's saying there. Andrew hates MSTR. I get it. This is that's Microsoft. I want MSTR. I get it. MicroStrategy has their issues. It is eventually going to go to zero. He's right. But you've got kind of a risk-on day with the peace deal in Iran, and that is going to benefit Bitcoin, which is going to benefit MSTR. That may not be one that we end up doing with Andrew. And then with Hans, we're going to look at CoreWeave, CRWV. Big day. They're entering the S&P 500. It's had a nice little bounce, but he believes it's running out of steam and could be one to roll over. Options are saying there's not a lot of interest in the stock, so you could definitely see this one potentially roll over. All right. So there you have it. We have our loves, Microsoft. We have the XRT ETF out of Tim. Andrew loves the Intercontinental Exchange, ICE. Leisha is in love with Tesla. And Hans with Welltower. The ones we want to leave are XLE twice, MSTR, which is Strategy Inc., NVIDIA, and CoreWeave. Folks, we're going to be going through these names, parsing through them to see if we can find a trade. That will be directly behind the curtain. And again, you can join at the price of you pick by clicking this link. That's right, folks. It is the price of you can pick whatever price you want. All right. Tomorrow, we'll be back again at 10 a.m. We're going to be digging a little bit more into this Anthropic AI story. We're going to continue to follow up with what's happening in Iran. We're going to bring you the other important stock and index stories that you need to follow. So for now, I am going to be going behind the curtain. You can click that link to join me, name your own price. If you're watching me on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Give us a share on X, same story. Give us a heart. Give us a retweet. Or better yet, email the team support@optionpit.com and join this conversation live. All right, folks. I can't wait to see you back for more State of the Market tomorrow at 10 a.m. So for the team here at Option Pit, Garrett, I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you for being here. And as always, thank you, Amin.